Hi Scorpio, welcome to your March 2018 Love and General Tarot reading. I will do the general reading first, then I'll move on and do your love cards, lovely, lovely Scorpios. Let's have a look. Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising. If you want a private reading, you can book in the description box below, Scorpio. Or you can visit my website, gemstonetarot.com. I am using the Nigel Jackson Tarot for the general reading. Your cards are easy to come out. Nice. Let's have a look. Wow. One, two, 3 pages. Oh my God. Wow. Okay, there's a lot of people in your reading. There are a lot of characters. This to me, as the general part of your reading, smacks of some kind of situation, possibly at work. We have the Strength card as your overall energy for the reading, which I like very much, Scorpio. Major Arcana, self-mastery, whatever crap is going down here, and there is some, you're keeping a handle on your dignity and your self-mastery and your mastery of the situation. Because there certainly is some kind of situation here. We've got 3 pages, 2 knights and a king. Now that is almost, you know, a full royal court. And then we also have the 9 of Wands, which is, you can see here, building a fortress of defense against it. Some of you may be in some kind of argument at work, and there are many people here chipping in. We have in the middle the King of Pentacles. This could be about pay. It could be about working conditions. It could be about anything. But that person is either HR, a boss, payroll, someone who's in charge of the money, someone who's in charge of how much you get paid. For a few of you, this could be a family situation, and that can be someone who has status, male who has status in your family. Someone who's a bit older, probably more like a sort of older uncle or grandfather or someone's father or your father even. And they, again, they have their hand on the pentacle. And then this, with 1, 2, 3 pages, that can be children. So this could be about inheritance. It can be about just sharing out finances, sharing out abundance, fairness, who gets what and how it's dealt with. And then the 2 knights. And the knights tend to be messengers. We've got the Knight of Swords, which is sort of flying in with information and clarity and things that need to be said and ideas. And then we've got the Knight of Pentacles, who kind of brings up the rear and says, oh, I'm not sure about that. I think we need to wait. And it's like a bit of tension, but in a group of people. Someone wants to steam on forwards with something and somebody wants to wait. You have some kind of mastery of the situation going on with this Strength card. And you are also building your defences so that this whole situation doesn't swallow you up. You can see clearly what's going on. You've got the moon in the reverse. Now we have 3 moons in March. We have the full moon in Virgo on the 2nd. We have the new moon in Pisces on the 17th, which will be quite influential for you, for new beginnings and new starts. And then we have a full blue moon in Libra on the 31st. So there will be, it is a month that is a bit like that. There's such a lot going on. And for you, there's such competition. I can just see such a lot of competition on the table. again, where we have the pages, we've got the Page of Swords and then the Page of Cups. Offer and counter offer. You may be negotiating salary. You may be negotiating a new job. You may be negotiating a settlement with a lawyer. And we have the Page of Coins here in reverse. Again, that's impatience. You want to get this settled, but other people are really queering the pitch and dragging their heels on it, which really isn't helping you at all, Scorpio. Now, I would say that your kind of calm self-mastery approach is the best thing you can do with this, because there's just too many cooks in the broth, you know, there's so many characters. Let them shout it out, and when they've all finished shouting it out, you can calmly glide in and say your piece and get what you want. Major Arcana, the Hanged Man here, you see? There ain't no rush in this, Scorpio, and you know that. Scorpio tends to be the absolute master of emotional timing, and they generally don't dive into anything. They're not in a hurry. You can be calculated, and you ought to be, cautious, and you ought to be. That is your strength. Emotional detection, caution, dignity, and class, okay? That is going to win the day. Let all these pages and knights sweat their balls off, you know, and get their wands out and their swords out and the big old sweaty pentacle and all the rest of it. You watch that from afar. You're the Hanged Man here. You get to watch, you get to think, you get to contemplate, and you get to strategize and build your strength. And then when you feel the time is right, and I reckon the 17th of March, the new moon in Pisces, will give you that nod, implement your quiet strategy and bowl them all over. Let's have a look at your love cards, Scorpio. I'm going to use the Mythic Tarot. Let's just do a quick big girl shuffle. First card out, the Strength card. How interesting. Okay, you might be dealing with a Leo in love. Whew. Because, you know, that's twice. The Strength card twice. Or a Virgo. What interesting cards you're getting, Scorpio. What interesting cards. Now, for some of you, for some of you, the situation that we had in the general reading, there are echoes of that in this reading too. Some of you are calculating risk in a relationship. Some of you are calculating risk about whether to go back to somebody or not. I'm happy you've got that Strength card twice. I like it. It's a calm strength. You know, it's not anger, it's not tears. But underneath the surface, Scorpio, there is a lot of feeling for you in this situation. Seven of Cups in reverse, which is like when you had the moon in reverse in your general reading. When the Seven of Cups is in reverse, you genuinely see things as they really are. You're not bedazzled by anybody. You're not caught up in the chemistry. You're taking a clear view. The only thing I would say about this, which is interesting, we've got the Ace of Cups in reverse here. And I've got the Seven of Swords. So when I say you're taking a clear view, the thing that comes up for me is that someone told me recently who was in the military, Don't forget, the best place to hide is in plain sight. And I've kind of remembered that, and it's just coming back to me now. And, you know, it may be a case of that for you. Hopefully you'll know what I mean by that. It might be right in front of you, whereas you're looking over here. If you are looking for clues, this is quite important. Some of you, if you suspect something, you're uneasy about something in love, which I suspect some of you are. If you're looking externally for validation or clues, or you're asking somebody, you may be looking in the wrong place. You've got the High Priestess, which I see as quite a Scorpio card, certainly a water sign card. But this is Persephone, and Persephone kind of fell foul of Pluto or Hades and spends 3 months of the year down in the underworld. Now Scorpio, you rule the death and transformation. You're ruled by Pluto and Mars, and you're happy to go down those stairs into the underworld. The High Priestess as well, you see she comes back with a pomegranate. Those always have full of seeds, and they sort of represent, you know, knowledge brought from below. And you have that, Scorpio. So rather than looking in front of you in the external world, look within. In fact, don't even look. This is the third eye, you know, and the emotional plumb line down here, you know, the chakra line, where you have intuition, hunches, and whatever else you want to call those feelings. You don't have to name them because they can't all be named. But Scorpio does very well in that department. And if you want to know where to look, and you want to know your next move, I suppose, look no further. For some of you as well, hiding in plain sight means that someone has wormed their way in, which is difficult with a Scorpio. But Seven of Swords, yeah, you definitely could be dealing with a Leo. And for those of you feeling unhappy, to ask yourself, is this love? Do I feel loved? Not how do I feel about this person, which is sometimes what a Scorpio asks themselves. How do I feel when I'm with this person? How safe do I feel? How emotionally safe? How happy? How loved do I feel? Because for some of you, I think the answer will be really interesting. The Knight of Wands here is in the reverse. This is someone who could have swept you off your feet. Or for single Scorpios, this is someone who could sweep you off your feet. We also have the Eight of Pentacles, which is a Virgo card, but is also a work card. Some of you might be involved with somebody at work, or have an ex that you still have to work with, or something like that. And then here, overall energy, you've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And this is only for a very small number of Scorpios. For some of you, this is a thorn in your side, this woman. She's the other woman, or she's the ex-woman, but she's a pain in the butt, quite honestly. I don't know exactly who she is, but if it resonates with you, you will know exactly who that is. Most likely dark-haired. Most likely some kind of, I mean, this woman has like wavy dark hair. Most likely dark-haired, yeah. So just watch out for that. Now, some of you, here we've got the Four of Pentacles. So some of you will be holding on to your feelings as only Scorpio knows how to do. And that would be wise because, you know, we've got 3 moons in this month. 2 of them are full moons, as we've said before. Full moons are revelatory. So you may not, if you're using your High Priestess and you're using that intuitive plumb line, then you don't necessarily need to look, because the answer will come and will, just like the full moon is like parting a curtain and shining a spotlight on something. Wow. Amazing. So for some of you as well, this is a very push-pull situation. 1 minute it's love bomb and the next minute it's cold mitt, and it's like you're feeling a bit pulled in between those two things. Here we've got the heartbreak card. There's some kind of history. You know, this person may have a road littered with broken hearts. Then we have the dream come true and the love bombing card. For a few of you that are single, that might be meeting someone, particularly someone very larger than life, who will love bomb you. Just hold on to your feelings and your knicker elastic, okay? You know what I'm saying? Independence. This is a person who may not be able to share themselves with you in the way that you need and want, and quite honestly, Scorpio, in the way that you deserve. For some of you, this is a cyclical relationship. We get round and round. But actually, this is quite a positive card. It's like you do work your way out of a spiral. It's also karmic. It's also soul contract with some of you, which you will know. If you're in that, you're going to feel it. Let's have a healing with the Angels Oracle card. Definitely leave me a comment, Scorpio, if you can. That's nice. Because this is quite complex for you. Mind you, Scorpio's lives are often complex. You get 2 cards. You get romance. For some of you there is, you know, someone coming in, but do watch them. But you also get study. And for me, I get study romance. In other words, study the courting process. Study whatever you feel drawn to with this High Priestess that you feel you would need to know to make a sense out of your situation. And what you tend to find as well, if you're using your intuition, is when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. The right book, the right website, the right YouTube video will just drop in and give you exactly the kind of insight that you need to take it further. That combined with the 3 Moon March, and I think you're going to get the revelations, the answers, and the truth that you need, Scorpio. So leave me a comment, do subscribe, and if you want a private reading, you can book in the description box below. See you next time. Namaste.